You're clumsy. Yes, you are. And that's the end of that. Hey, everyone. There we go. Starting to get a few people in here now. Hi, top vloggers. Hi, Janine. Hi, Eric. How you doing? Ready for another fun-filled live stream? Good morning, Dr. Susan. How are you? There we go. All of a sudden, everybody popped on here. Hi, Scott. Yeah, I'm ready to rumble. Oh, I guess I see Nibble carry around the corner here. There's the Nibble. That may be the only time you see her today. Unless we can coax her down the hall a little bit with a kitty treat. Let's see. Let's see how good my backhand is here. Nope. You saw Bite get it. Because Bite's a pig. Too slow, Nibble. Oh well. Guess she's just not in a kitty treat mood today. Yeah, there we go. That's the end of her. Oh well, we tried. Weather's kind of overcast today. It's supposed to be kind of cooler this weekend, which is nice. Warming up though in the coming week, but hopefully going to get some good thunderstorms later in the week. Last week of school, oh man, I remember how great that was. 3 full days, 2 half days. Counting down the minutes, aren't you? Yeah, she wants to be alone. 11th grade next year. That's insane. Flash is fine. A lot of people were concerned that I showed myself looking for her in the last video and then never found her. They thought she escaped. Flash is fine. It's just the yard is big, and I don't always know where she is every time. She already knows the yard better than I do, so she's probably found hiding places I'm not aware of. Good morning, Jean. How are you? Yeah, looks like the surface of the ice has already melted a little bit. No, it's the same. It's the same camera. I don't know. Sometimes maybe it just depends on how close to the camera I am. I actually didn't get a message from my mom. She usually sends me a text message. The only thing I got here is an earthquake notification. Let's see what's going on here. Out in the middle of the ocean. Kind of close to the tip of Africa and Madagascar. What was it? A 6.8. That's a good sized earthquake. Happened Looks like about an hour ago. There we go. Up to the moment earthquake alerts. Never knew you were going to get that on the live stream, did you? Good morning, Tracy. How are you? See if we can get Bite to come back here. He was on camera for about 30 seconds right at the beginning. That is good. It's good to be good. It's better than being bad, right? Yeah, Bite's just over there kind of laying on the floor, being a recluse. Or if they never would have left Kansas if they had weather notifications. That's probably true. Just going into my weekend. This was my long week at work, so it's always nice. That's sort of the reward for surviving a long week at work. You get a long weekend afterwards. So 4-day weekend this week. Hopefully some good rain. They're predicting maybe on Tuesday and Wednesday. Great day to be. It's a great day to have a rainstorm. Is a day when you just sit at home and enjoy it. Of course, I don't think the cats ever like it. They go hide in the bathtub whenever it thunders. But then again, they have no idea what it is, so they're automatically afraid of it. Can't blame them. Can't blame them for hiding in the bathtub. Well, the thing is, I already paid for the service. I've wondered every year why. What am I getting for it? Because I mean, even from a business standpoint, if you're going to guarantee people houses against termites, you don't just collect a paycheck once a year and that's it, it's covered. If you're going to be serious about it, you're going to put traps out and make sure that you can take steps to protect the house. And there are all these traps all around the house. I showed you a couple of them, but nobody's been out in the 3 years I've been here filling them up. So yeah, I am going to call them and get them out here, but it makes me wonder what I've been paying for. Makes me wonder if they actually did find termites, if they'd cover it. They'd have to though. They took my money. Rhonda said she's going to be here next week. I guess her daughter's home and she's going to be on the live stream next week. So tune in then. You've been watching the old live streams? That's awesome. Yeah, I leave them up, so they're there. Go watch them. I don't know if termite damage is covered in the area in the homeowners insurance. The previous owners saw fit to have the separate service. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to go battle with my insurance company this week too. They sent me a note a couple of days ago telling me that they're about to cancel my homeowners insurance because they're concerned that one of the trees hangs over the roof, and so they're telling me they want me to cut the branch off. And it's like I'm concerned about what that'll do to the tree. But I'm going to tell them, if you want to, you want me to do it, you're going to pay for it. Because I mean, they've made more than $15,000 off of me since I've been here. I pay like $500 a month for home and auto insurance, and I haven't filed a single claim. So, yeah, and I can cancel them if I don't like them. I'll find somebody else if I have to. I mean, they got a point, but I don't like the threats. Don't threaten me. So I'll probably go in and have words with them tomorrow when they're open. I am the customer after all, right? Seems to me I heard something about the customer is always right. So maybe I should take advantage of that. No, probably not. I probably won't record it for the vlog. Sorry, that's one of those things that probably isn't appropriate. Yeah, like the yard's coming along nice. That stuff I put in the back corner is all doing really well. Um, we'll see what the garden does. Shovel flow from progressive since you, yeah, no thanks. Hello. Yeah, it's one of the pecan trees. If they tell me they want me to cut it down, no way that's happening. I love those trees. That's part of the charm of the house. Make a pie. Right now, it's the squirrels that get all the pecans. Don't have an anger problem. I have an idiot problem. Ain't that the truth? Yeah, but the tree is within 5 feet of the roof, so I wouldn't be able to do that without taking the tree down. I don't want to take the tree down, and I'm kind of concerned a little bit because the tree kind of leans a little bit, and the branch they're talking about going this way. So the branch is a counterweight right now. I'm concerned if I take the counterweight off, the whole tree may come down. You like the shirt? Yeah, this has made an appearance a few times. Yeah, I saw that Jordan went to Ted Danson's house. Oh yeah, there's people who can trim the tree for me. I noticed one of my neighbors across the street had their tree trimmed quite a while ago. I don't know. I got a few months to deal with it, so I'm gonna battle them with it, and we'll see what happens. Like I said, if I'm gonna stay with them, then they're gonna pay for it. They've made a ton of money off of me in the last 3 years. Hi, Brack. How are you? Yeah. See, I like black t-shirts. Most of my t-shirts are black or dark colored. That's just what I like. How's the pool doing? Pool's doing fine. It's not. It's kind of straddling around 80 degrees in temperature right now. I think it was like 78 yesterday. But hopefully, we can get it up into the mid 80s, and that's gonna be nice for swimming. No, because I don't want to risk trying to bring that branch down. I want to use a professional for that. You're in Maui? Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I have a few Jordan the Lion t-shirts. I've gotten a bunch of Jordan the Lion swag over the years. Oh, you go to Maui and your daughter breaks her collarbone? That's a drag. Should do a vlog on my t-shirt collection. Well, you've seen most of them on the live stream. I just like collecting T-shirts. When I go a lot of times these days when I go to a fun vlog or something like that, I'll get a T-shirt to remember it. This is actually something I got on a vlog I went with Jordan on. We went to Vegas on one time, and we went to the Kiss Golf mini golf thing. And when we were there, they said, "Oh yeah, there's a Twilight Zone mini golf place." So we went and did that one too. And that was where I got this. I've got a lot of T-shirts from places I've vlogged or places I've gone with Jordan when he vlogged. Right, bite? Right. Yeah. All of a sudden, he's very talkative and sociable. Am I planning a road trip this summer? I don't know. I haven't really thought that much about it. I do want to take some time off of work, though. I think what I got to do is I got to get past this material handler stuff at work and get to the point where there's a real replacement for that. Because right now, if I'm the only one that can do the material handler stuff, and so if I'm not there, it's not going to happen. And unfortunately, it has to happen. So I have thought about getting a drone. Yeah, I've looked at drones. I know Jordan was talking about a drone at one point too. I haven't heard him talk about it in a while, but it would be fun. Definitely be fun. I get some great footage of that. Good afternoon from Central, or good morning from Central Texas. Yeah, I didn't know you were talking to the past, did you? It's actually this morning. Talking back in time. How cool is that? Fight's not impressed. See if he can get his head stuck in there. Can't quite reach it anymore, can you? No, you can't reach it. It's too far in there. I don't think he got one either. He's all disappointed. Yeah, I've seen drone footage of the Waco Suspension Bridge. I don't know if I'd have to have a license to fly it around in downtown though. Yeah, I love the lightning bugs. Yeah, those of you who where it's 11:22 right now, you're the only people that are not getting to take advantage of the time travel vlogs. If it's earlier than 11:22, you're talking to the future. Ooh. Disney's not going to leave Florida. They got too much money there. You can't just pick up a theme park and move it. Could I rotate the lights? You mean these lights? I just got them on a solid color today. Suppose I could bring the remote control over here. Hang on a second, I'll get the remote control here. Do a little interactive in decorating of the house here. You guys have helped me pick the colors in some of the rooms in the house here. Maybe you can help me pick the color of the light today, huh? I think I can hit the receiver from here. That's a little remote here. Let's see. Yeah, see, now we got that. What do you think? You like that one? Just cycle through all the colors. Oh yeah, that's my friend Matt's channel. I've talked about him before. Yeah, well, like I said, I just decided to go with, solid colors. There's red, you can do green, blue, all sorts of different shades and patterns and things like that. That one's kind of festive. You can always talk about the metallic rocks. I've actually gotten really kind of a little bit more into rock collecting lately because that little rock show that I went to a couple weeks ago, that was so much fun. And I paid more for rocks that day than I've ever paid in my entire life. So it's kind of got me going. And there was something else that I saw online, and I said, oh, I want to get one of them. And it's another thing that I've always wanted to have. This is a rock that you have to keep in water, otherwise it'll crack if it dries out. Let me show you this here, if I can. Get the cat hair off of it here. That's a new stone I got. That's an opal. How awesome is that? I've always wanted to have an opal. And there was this company I just saw online that they had a video, this big bucket full of opals, and they were just selling them. And I looked at the prices, and there was a huge collection of them. And what they do is do a little 5 second video clip, kind of what I just did, holding it up to the camera, letting you see the flame. And I picked that one out, and I was a little leery about it, but it seemed really legit. First off, if they're going to steal from me, and it's usually a very simple website, and a simple website isn't going to go in and shoot each individual rock, and shoot video of it. And, they did that. And when I went back and looked at the rock that I bought after I bought it, the website showed that it was, sold out, which implies that I sold it, and it was here within a couple days. So, yeah, I saw a documentary on opals once, and I said I want to get one some point, and that was the place. Yeah, well, I guess the cut opals, they do something to make them not split, but the raw ones like this, you have to keep them submerged. So it even came with a little jar, and that's just tap water, so it's not that hard to do. No, this was from Ethiopia or something. But now I got an opal in my collection. Yeah, I can see myself turning into a serious rock hound. Well, I mean, I am sort of a serious rock hound. I gave you a little spoiler alert, I think, in the last video I did. I'm going to do a woodworking project at some point where I'm going to build a display case for my rocks because it's too much. I used to have them on the mantle over the fireplace, but they didn't. Those aren't metallic rocks. They're actually that's how they come out of the ground. Those are crystals, and some crystals just look really fantastic. Yeah, see, I don't like collecting stones that have been like processed in some way. I like them in their natural state. That's just this opal. It's just a rock. It's a very cool rock, but you can even see some of the mineral deposits on the outside of it. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me that they're fragile. That's probably why they're in pieces. It was probably all piece of a larger rock that was broken into pieces to sell them. Yeah, I like geodes too. I got several geodes. Some of that jewelry would look good on my mom. Yeah, I don't want to cut these as a gemstone though. It's for display. It's for enjoyment in its natural state. Yeah, I've seen opals in jewelry stores. Like I said, I was just watching a documentary on opals a long time ago, but I've been kind of fascinated with them ever since. What's for dinner? I'm gonna do a cooking vlog today. So that's for dinner. There's a funny story behind that. You'll hear the story about where the recipe came from. You'll hear that on the video, but it sounds really good. Pizza's good. How big of a skull is it? Ah, it's not huge. Probably a little smaller than real size. I don't know. Oh wait, it's bigger than. Oh wait, it's smaller. Oh man, look how big it is. Ah, it's just. He's a polycar. He's a plastic, basically polycarbonate, but he looks really cool. Got that at Disneyland of all things. Put him in profile mode here. Pizza, yummy. I love pizza. Pizza is probably my favorite thing in the world. That was the worst Indiana Jones the movie of all of them. Oh yeah, well they got all sorts of crystal skulls that you can get online. I think Amazon has a pretty good collection of them. I mean, whose idea was it to put aliens in an Indiana Jones movie? It just doesn't make any sense. I only ever saw that movie once. I was horribly disappointed. I mean, when South Park gets behind it and starts mocking you for it, it's like, you want to know what the picture? That one right there. That is a concert poster from one of Jordan's Candyland Riots concerts. Like that one, and that one are all vintage Candyland Riots concert posters. In most cases, I'm sure probably the only ones in existence. It's kind of a cool poster, though. I'll go get it for you. Give you a closer look at it. I think the reason I have some of these is because Jordan and I created them ourselves. And this is one of the ones that I created. It's kind of it's a picture of a matador. Sorry, I got to try and get the glare out of it. And we colorized it weird in Photoshop, and then did all the stuff on top of it. Yeah, it was at a concert. It was a concert venue at a place called the Good Hurt. Candyland Riots played there a few times. But yeah, that's a vintage Candyland Riots poster made by yours truly, and our friend Jordan the Lion. Now the question is, can I get back on the wall again? Sometimes it can be difficult to do that. There, we got it. Ah! Okay, let's see what's going on. You're watching Raiders of the Lost Ark with a friend. When they open the ark, like power went out. That's funny. That's awesome. I don't really know a whole lot. I heard that there was a Harry and Meghan car chase, but I don't really know a lot um, about it. I'm not really that interested in them. So, I mean, I've heard people talking about it, but really just I'm not interested. Not interested enough to go look it up. I'd love to go to the Space Center in Houston. I'd do that. That would be fun. I'd have a blast there. It's a long drive, but it might be one of those things that, one of the things I realized when I drove to California last year is, I could conceivably, do a trip here in Texas where I spend a day driving someplace, spend a couple days there, and then a day driving back. That would be kind of cool. Because I honestly, I just love being, kind of an amateur geologist. I don't do it because I'm really that into the science. I just love beautiful rocks. Always have. I brought a couple large rocks, like, boulders like this big with me from California. And I really kind of felt sorry for the moving guys because there's like, why are there rocks in here? It's like, yeah, well, that's going in the yard. Do I like Guardians of the Galaxy? Never got into that. And I think initially Guardians of the Galaxy left a bad taste in my mouth because one of my favorite rides at Disneyland was the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. And they discontinued that and rebranded it Guardians of the Galaxy. And I never, I rode it a couple times, but it was never as good, I thought, as the original. Yeah, I've thought about doing Bluebell ice cream. I think we've talked about that here too in the past. Yeah, nothing that Harry and Meghan do has any interest in me. Yeah, I saw the one of his apartments. I never went to the one in Sherman Oaks, but I've been to the one across the street from the Celebrity Center, from the Scientology Center, a bunch of times. I mean, the early vlogs, where I would be part of that, it always started at his place. So yeah, I've been to that place a bunch of times, and been to the two apartments he lived in before that. I know exactly the apartment that he lived in, where he was talking about he had a whole bunch of friends that lived in it, and then they kept jacking up the rent because they wanted to tear it down and build something else, and then never did. Yeah, I've been to that place a bunch of times. How's my friend Beth? Beth's doing fine. I haven't heard anything about her getting a tortoise yet, but I know her sister's kids have one because they posted on Facebook. Let me see if I can find it here. They have two kids, a boy and a girl, and the girl's younger. Yeah, there we go. There it is. They apparently got a tortoise, and she was pulling the tortoise around in her wagon. And she posted it on Facebook. So Beth's sister has a tortoise now, and that's obviously inspired by Flash because the kids loved to play with Flash when Flash was living with Beth. Yeah, I know exactly where that street was, where all the homeless were, and we used to when we go out for walks or walk over to the grocery store when we lived there, we'd cut through the parking lot where that shelter was handing out the food. And there were always, always, always homeless around there. No, I haven't been following the Carrie Lake case. Like I said, if I don't know what it is, it's not going to really be that important to me. Flash is doing good. She just kind of sleeps where she wants to sleep at night. Last night she just decided to sleep in the yard. I went looking. I spent a few minutes looking for her. Couldn't find her in her usual places. And when I can't do that, then I just like, okay, I'm going to walk the perimeter of the yard, and she's probably just in a corner somewhere. Oh, sorry, I felt that coming for a minute or so. Ah, okay, hopefully that's over. How old is she? I don't know exactly. She's older than I am, so that's pretty old. I've had her for 35 years, easy, because I was still living at home when we found her. Got out of somebody else's yard, I guess. One of these days, I'm going to do a vlog where we're going to figure out how old she is. Do a vlog. How old is Flash? Hey, Black Dot, how are you? It isn't a live stream until Black Dot comes on. Thank you for all the bless yous. If I were a professional, I'd have a sneeze or a cough button, but I don't. I enjoy anybody that brings up offbeat questions, and you're the king of that. I could get into the pool, but I'm usually more comfortable when the water's about mid 80s, and it's not quite there. It's hovering about 80 right now. I could get into it definitely, but I haven't yet. Your therapist says the same thing. Awesome. Yeah, I have had to figure out what I think about what I'll do with Flash. Somebody suggested, and I think it's a really good idea. If we could work something out, I'd maybe donate her to the Cameron Park Zoo. They'd have to build a good habitat for her though, because she's got a huge amount of space to wander around back there. However, it needs to come up with offbeat questions. That would definitely make this an interesting live stream. Hey, it's Jeff Kidd. Off to get a steak. That actually sounds really good. Hard to go wrong with a steak. Hi, Jeff. Good to see you again. got like cat hair on my nose or something like that. It's tickling me. What's my favorite type of music? I don't know if I got like a favorite, but I'm into some of the '60s stuff. Um, I was into the punk movement. I liked some of the stuff that was happening in the '90s, the grunge movement, uh, some of the more maybe offbeat stuff like Jane's Addiction, um, Porno for Pyros, which is sort of the same thing. I like Devo. Devo is a great band, underrated band. After that, Jordan kind of became an influence on my musical taste. So I got into, things like the Flaming Lips and Neutral Milk Hotel, Olivia Tremor Control, uh, Animal Collective. Well, I don't know if my mom has ever like completely caught up on videos because I think what she does is she waits until like Sunday or Monday or something and then binge watches everything she hasn't seen. Because usually when I talk to her on Sunday afternoon, and she hasn't seen the live stream yet because usually I put the commercials in the live stream and upload the live stream or make the live stream go live while I'm talking to her on the phone. And then I think she'll eat dinner, then she'll sit down and watch a live stream and any videos. So she kind of binge watches. I think one day a week. Get a punk museum in Las Vegas. That'd be kind of fun. Tracy's getting surgery on Friday. Oh no! Anything serious? Jeff's fixing with the kid channel is growing. That's cool. Let's go. Let's go take a look here. Yeah, I thought I had YouTube right there. Type Jeff Kidd and comes up with Jeff Kidding. 196 subscribers, huh? That'll work. That's a start. Let's see. What did I miss here? I got a couple of Cure albums. It's not a band I ever went to see. Well, you know what they say about slow and steady, Jeff. Thanks for popping in, Pat. Well, if they're going to send you home the same day, it sounds like it's probably not that serious of a thing. Usually, if it's a serious thing, they'll keep you for observation for a while. But still, surgery can be scary. It does take a while to grow a channel. Well, I'm just playing it forward, Jeff, because Jordan did the same thing for me. My channel wouldn't be anything what it is now, but for him. If I just started this channel on my own and couldn't ride Jordan's coattails, I probably wouldn't have continued it. I mean, I've told the story a couple times how I got pushed over the subscriber mark, to monetize the channel, and that was Jordan. I was texting him one day. And I was saying, yeah, I'm like, I've got the number of views I need, but I need just like 20 more subscribers to hit that 1,000 mark. And Jordan said, hold on a minute, I'll take care of this. And a couple minutes later, you went live on his did a live stream with a title, Breck Needs Your Help. And in that one, he basically explained the situation, said that I needed a few more subscribers. By the end of the live stream, I had blown past the 1,000 subscriber mark and was like a good way towards like 1,500. And within 24 hours, I had twice the number of subscribers I needed to monetize. So that was Jordan's influence on my channel. So yeah, like I said, I'm playing it forward. I do it a little bit with Jeff. I've done it with my friend Matt here, who's got his Island Horizon videos, and I always have those running in the background. If nothing else, it's giving him some views. Yeah, it's hard to keep the enthusiasm for a channel going, when you're not getting a lot of views. I hit kind of an important milestone, at least as far as I'm concerned, just a couple days ago. I had a full straight 30 days where I didn't lose a subscriber, or where at least my I gained more subscribers than I lost. Because right now, some days, I'll gain one or two subscribers, or I'll lose one or two. There was a whole period there where the aggregate number for each day was at least zero or above. So that was kind of cool. That was the first time I've seen that happen. That's kind of exciting. Yeah, see, there's one of those offbeat comments from Black Dot. Let's play guess the surgery. Is it something being removed or something added? That's why I love having you here. Jeff's going to go get his steak now. Enjoy it, Jeff. Can't go wrong with steak. Thank you, Tracy. I appreciate that. Word of mouth is the best thing in the world for getting subscribers. Yeah, that was, Jordan. Like I said, Jordan has promoted this thing from the beginning. When I started vlogging on my own, and I would appear in his vlogs, he'd start promoting my channel, and he gave me permission to use his Facebook Days with Jordan the Lion page to promote the site. And so yeah, Jordan's been a big supporter. Okay, so all right, so first round is it's something being removed. All right. Is it bigger than your fist or smaller than your fist? The thing that's being removed. If it's an outpatient kind of thing where they're sending you home the same day, I think I could probably guess it's probably smaller. We're a weird group here, Tracy. You know that. Are you pregnant? That could be something that could be removed. Yeah, there's bite again. Trying to figure out if I'm going to dish any more kitty treats. You almost got your head stuck in there that time, though, didn't you? Yeah, here he comes. Some reason after reading that and saying that, I have the monkeys theme in my head. Here they come. If you know where I'm going with that. Sorry, I won't go any further. Not going to put that out into the universe. Yeah, that was one of the things that was on my list. Is I wanted a nice sized backyard. I actually would have liked to have a larger one, but compared to the one I had in California, this one's massive. This one's like probably 4 days or 4 times as long or as big as the one I had in California. That's I think Flash likes it too. Lots of places to explore. You gonna come up? I see you kind of sniffing. Like, can you smell them? Huh? I tipped it on its side here. Come on, you know you wanna. Can't see him, but he's right behind the TV tray there, kind of trying to decide whether he can get him. But that's dead air bite. You're not being very interesting. I wish I could see more stars in Waco. I was hoping, kind of being away from things a little bit, but the night sky is pretty much the same here as it was in California. There's just too much light pollution in the area. Yeah, the house is a little bigger too. The house I had in California was about 1,900 square feet. I think this one's about 2,300. No, no evidence of termites yet. Like I said, I'm going to probably have that company come out and do their inspection, just to make sure. But I think I'll probably still go with the company though, because the company doesn't just put the traps out. In fact, they haven't done that yet since I've moved here, but they also insure for any damage. So, that's worth it. And it really isn't that expensive. It's one fee once a year and I'm good for the whole year. So, you know, my traps, and if they put their traps out, then that's a good thing. Especially if they're going to protect the house from termite damage. No, I don't think I've ever been to. That would be a cool place to be. Someplace where it's really for looking at the night skies. But I haven't really seen any places that are specifically for that. Now I've been places where the night sky is amazing. I used to, I have family in Minnesota, and my uncle has a cabin up in northern Minnesota on a lake, and I'd love to go out and just sit on the dock out on the lake and look up because the sky is just amazing. And sometimes, in California, we go to like one of the local deserts called Anzo Borrego, and the skies are amazing there too. Yeah, no Rhonda today, but she kind of promised that she was going to be here next week. So you'll have to tune in. I guess Jessica is home now, or will be home next week. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what. Let's see. Let's find the Facebook post here because that was where I saw it. Let's see. Okay, yeah, here's the post. Guys, I'm off to work. Sorry, won't be there, but positive next week. I will, as Jessica is home. Woohoo. So that is the official word. She'll supposedly be here next week. There's several in the US. Most are out west, but there's one in Michigan. Yeah, see, it would have to be a long way from any light because in reality it's pretty dark here at night because there's no street lights and none of the houses are doing outrageous lighting, that kills things like that. But yeah, I don't know. I guess even just being this close to Waco's, you know, downtown Waco's a ways from here. Fast 10 is that Fast and Furious? Because if it is, I haven't seen the other nine. Yeah, I suppose a lot of small towns, if you get away from, the lights, the sky can be pretty amazing. I thought about putting the rocks on top of where the skeleton head is. No, that's not enough space for that. Like I said, in the last video, I kind of gave you um, I kind of gave you a little spoiler about building something for that, and I think that's what I'm going to do because it'll give me a point at one point, room for more of a collection because I can see, going overboard on this. That just sounds like something I totally do. You hear about the Star Cruiser at Disneyland? One vlogger paid over 3,000 dollars to stay in there, huh? Interesting. Is that from the Star Tours? You get that one of the Star Cruisers from Star Tours? That sounds a little insane, but whatever. Tracy's checking out. Yeah, right now I got the rocks put away because I usually keep them on the mantle of my fireplace. Right there, right now they're in that box because for a while there I had them sitting on the table behind me, but I didn't want to have them there and leave them there while I'm building the project. And like I said, it's usually on the mantle of the fireplace, but there's just not enough room up there anymore for all the new stuff. Plus, that's not really a good place to look at them. So Tracy's checking out. Thanks for stopping in, Tracy. Good talking to you. Thanks for stopping in, Mark. Yeah, right. A box of rocks. You're right. There is a joke in there someplace. Perhaps an Alexandria Ocasio Cortez joke. Don't get on this ship. It's a cookbook. Yeah, definitely one of the classics. You know it's a classic when the Simpsons do a joke on it. I don't know if you saw that one, but I think it was one of their Halloween specials. They did a parody on the Canomid episode to serve man, and in the book it was called uh, how to cook humans instead of to serve man, how to cook humans. And Lisa confronts the aliens with it, and the aliens say, "No, there's dust on here," and they blow the dust off, and it says how to cook for humans. And then Lisa blows a little bit more dust off of it, and it says how to cook 40 humans. And then the alien blows more dust off and says how to cook for 40 humans. So it's a joke that kind of went that I thought was pretty funny. Oh yeah, that's my yellow rose of Texas this morning. It's all nice and not mildewy. It's got mist on it, so I thought that was pretty. Maybe you gotta maybe you gotta restate that question, Connie. I'm not sure exactly what you're asking. Yeah, Dewey, that's right. Yeah, the thumbnail picture is a picture of a rose from the front yard. I thought it was really pretty. Used to be with YouTube when you did a live stream that basically you just get to a certain point when you're setting things up and it'd say, okay, let's snap the cover photo, and it would just take a picture right off the screen, and whatever, and so it would always just be a picture of me. But a while back they changed it. Now you have to upload a picture, and so I always go and shoot something with a camera, and that becomes the thumbnail. I guess I kind of like that better. No, I have just the one rose. That was a gift from one of my viewers. Yeah, the garden's doing really well right now. It's been a very wet spring, so all the plants are doing really well. The yard's really come back. I always get paranoid every year that the lawn turns brown during the winter, and it's like, oh, I'm killing it off. It's not going to come back, but it always bounces back. The yard looks really nice right now. Yeah, the vlog went up early. That was it went up on mid at midnight instead of 8 p.m. last night. What ends up happening is when you schedule a video, you set the date, you set the time, and sometimes I'll set the date and forget to set the time, and then it defaults to midnight. So yeah, that happens sometimes. There have been times where I've tried to, where I've made the video go private so I can make it go live again, but Jordan recommended against that. He says that that screws up the reporting of the numbers. And so if it goes live early, I just leave it up. We'll be back to normal schedule starting next week. I guess it's better it goes up earlier than goes up late, right? I've done that too. That just comes with being human. What do you have to do to winter the roses? I don't really do a whole lot. I think I'm going to do more now because winter's kind of taken its toll on some of my plants, and so I think I need to do a better job covering them up. So we'll probably do that this year, at least when it gets really cold and frosty and or snowy like it sometimes does here. Yeah, if I do a bonus video, I'll usually say it's a bonus video. That was just a I'm stupid and put the video up early video. Am I confident enough to run the shop if no supervisor showed up? There have been times where I'm in charge of the department. It's already happened. In terms of the usual things, yeah. If something really weird happens, and then yeah, I'd have problems. But because there's parts of what supervision does that I'm not really aware of, not being supervision. No, I didn't add any peppers to the Wendy's chili. I wanted to see what the base was like. I was really wasn't sure about that recipe when I did it because I've never really thought of tomato juice as being a base for chili. I always thought it was something else. So I wanted to know what it tasted like in its default mode. I would probably add some serrano peppers or something to it to give it a little bite, but it was actually really good just the way it was. I will run that place one day. It's possible. My boss has said the same thing to me. He told me once he could see a day where I'm his boss. So you know what? That's something to work for. I could live with that. One down. I'm rereading John's comment here and looking at the last sentence. I was saying the chili didn't look spicy enough for me. And I'm thinking, what does spicy chili look like? I know what it smells like, I know what it tastes like, but what does it look like? And all I could think of, and then I had this funny image go through my head. What it looks like is me going, hot, hot. That's what spicy chili looks like. I know it's such a big deal. It's such a big change. Uh, Dot. I see the irony all the time. It bubbles, yeah, and flame comes off of it. Yeah, that's probably what spicy chili looks like. If I was going to take a road trip out of Texas, yeah, it could happen. I still want to go visit Yellowstone. Before that, a volcano erupts and destroys the whole place, wipes out all life on Earth. I'd like to see it one more time. But I think there's a lot of things I'd like to just see in Texas too. They were mentioning the Space Center in Houston. That would be a blast. Somebody was also talking about the Bluebell Ice Cream Factory. That would be fun. I'd like to go see the Alamo. I honestly just want to see what's in the basement. Thank you, top vloggers. I appreciate that. I mean, I always knew that the problem wasn't me, the problem was them. Because I mean, this isn't the first job I've had where I've had good success. You know, I was very successful in the CD industry too. I think the only thing I really got going for me now is my work ethic is better, and so that's done nothing but help. How's my mom doing? It's funny, she forgot to send me a text last night, so I'm assuming she's fine. I'll catch up with her on the phone today. As you know, she had COVID, so that kind of slowed things down. They were talking about her hopefully being home on the 15th, and that delayed things. So hopefully we'll get a better idea of what's going on. When I talk to her, what do I think the California home for sold for after the investors bought and sold it? I don't think they bought and sold it. My understanding is it wasn't a a land investor, but it's my understanding he bought the house for his sister. So I believe, I don't know, but I believe that she and her family are living in it. It's not really my concern anymore. I'm only concerned for what I got for it, and what I got for it enabled me to start over and do all this. So if nothing else, that was a good investment for me. I tripled my money in 20 years. Yeah, only a year. Actually, there's two total solar eclipses coming through Texas because there's one coming through in October too. Now that one isn't going to be total here in Waco; it'll be only a partial. But I could drive to that. But the one that happens next April is, Waco is right in the middle of the center totality. So I am looking forward to that. I've wanted to see a total solar eclipse all my life. In fact, I'm concerned because April is not a good season for clear skies. It's usually overcast and cloudy. And so I'm thinking, I'm going to probably take a few days off on either side of it from work in case I have to drive, because I want to drive someplace where the sky is clear and where I can see it. Yeah, I agree. I'm every day when I read the news, I'm happier that I left Disney. That place has gone crazy. I mean, it was bad when I was there, but holy cow. Yeah, I've heard people, and I know people who knew Walt, and they say Walt would never go for this. Gene's checking out church time again. Thanks for stopping in, Gene. It's always great to have you here. It'll be the day the mothership shows up too. Maybe. We're living in a very interesting coincidental time in terms of solar eclipses, because it's an extraordinary coincidence that the moon is exactly the right distance away from the Earth where it can pass in front of the sun and completely block out the sun. You know, earlier in the Earth's history, the moon was closer, and so it would have blocked out much more than the sun. It would have been, you go back a billion years, and the moon, you know, was closer and therefore much larger, and so solar eclipses are much more, much more intense. And if and the moon is continuing to fall out of orbit, they're saying it's losing about an inch a year. So in another billion years, a solar eclipse will be just the moon moving in front of the sun, and it'll be just a donut. It'll be a ring of the sun around the outside. Yeah, you're right. The only thing about Disney that can be compared to the Earth is their prices. Well, I've logged the eclipse. I've said this before. I'm going to try to live stream the eclipse. So I really have to figure that out. How far will I have to go to assure clear skies? That's going to be the question. I don't know. Might have to go hundreds of miles. What I'll end up doing is looking up weather in the area and see what they're predicting, seeing who's predicting clear skies, and then I'll have to go there and hope the weather cooperates. But like I said, it could be hundreds of miles. But I've never seen a solar eclipse in my life. I'm not going to miss this one. I will do what I have to do to go see it. If I have to travel to do it, that I can find someplace with good internet so I can live stream it. Because I'm already thinking, if I'm gonna be outside in the backyard, I'm gonna have to move the router and the modem because they're right there, and the yard is large enough that I could, the internet probably wouldn't be strong if I went over to the other side of the yard. So I'd have to restring, bring the router and the modem outside, run a long coax cable out there, and so I can get good internet connection out there. When was the last total solar eclipse? I think there was one uh, just a month or two ago, but it's they're not terribly uncommon, but you know, I've seen several partials in my life, but I've never seen a total. So, and I've never lived where one, where we go right through totality. What do I recommend for bad cell phone reception inside the house? Um, I don't know. I would guess they have signal enhancers that you can get, but I've never really explored the issue. Do you like live in a stone building, like something made out of brick or something like that? Because that can cause it. Honestly, I have decent cell reception around here, so I've never really run into the issue. It would seem maybe that there'd be some sort of something you would attach to the phone that would increase the strength of the antenna, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have a comment on that one. You live on a ridge, okay. That could do it, depending on where the towers are. Do you live near a tower, or do you even know? I wouldn't be able to answer that question here. I don't know where the nearest tower is. 'Yeah, see, it's the same with me. I don't know where one is either. I mean, I've probably seen them. I just, they're so much part of the world now. You don't really notice them anymore. In fact, the ones I notice the most are the ones where they put them on some artificial tree. It's like that tree doesn't even look real. It's like, oh, it's a tower. Yeah, well, I'm going to use my solar telescope for that, so I won't be looking directly at the sun. I will probably get one of those pair of glasses that you can wear that are designed for that. I also have a welding hood that I could use. Yeah, I don't usually have problems with drop calls. There's a lot of stone on the outside of this building, but there's also a lot of wood frames, so I guess we get good signal in here. Thanks for stopping in, Mark. It's always good talking to you. Rhonda says she's going to be here next week, so maybe it'll be more interesting. 90 minutes into this live stream, better start drinking my vodka here. Structure of your building is concrete. See, that can sometimes interfere with cell towers. And I don't know if they do like repeaters for cell phones. That might be something to investigate. So okay, that looks like that's a Bearcat seems to have a an option here. MetroNet Fiber, get the EERO mesh setup. And they adjust the DNS signal for complete coverage for every inch of your property before they leave. That's I don't know a whole lot about that, but that it sounds like at least it sounds like a legitimate thing. Suzanne just sticks with the line, the phone line. Yeah, that works too. I don't even have a phone line going into the house anymore. I had one in the house in California and stopped using it for a long time ago. And when I just switched over to cell phone, it was stupid to have the cell phone and the wired phone. So so far as I know, there's only one place for a telephone line in the house, and it's there in the kitchen. I don't know if that's directed at me, but this phone's just 4G. This phone's actually relatively old. I got this phone shortly after I moved here, so I've had this phone for probably 4 years. I think there's a lot to that, top bloggers. I mean, there are times where I like having the cell phone, but there are times where I don't bring it with me too. Although that's less often these days because as a vlogger, I kind of make it a point to bring a camera with me wherever I go now. And I don't bring the phone with me to stay connected. I bring it with me to in order to be able to shoot video at any time because you never know what when you're out and about what you might see. Oh, there we go. There's the message from the momster. I think maybe she's watching and realized that she didn't send a. Okay, let's read through this here and see what's going on. Okay, yeah, she addressed in right. She didn't send a text last night. She said, "Sorry, I didn't text last night. I fell asleep before I did it. She's still having post-COVID symptoms: no energy, no appetite, upset stomach, lightheadedness, all that good stuff that makes life fun. Hope it goes away. Hope everyone is doing well. Have a good week." Uh, and she'll talk to me this afternoon. So there you go. She's kind of in a post-COVID world now. I don't know. I'm guessing that means she probably, if she has no energy, she's probably not doing PT. So They're gonna have to pick the PT up again once she's kind of back, back on her feet, so to speak. Hello, lovely cat. I don't think I've ever seen you be here before. Welcome to the group. Yeah, cell phones can turn you into zombies, but they're also a useful tool. I do like, when I'm shopping for something and I want to learn more about the item than you can get from the box. It is nice to be able to scan the barcode and go right to the item's description on the web and read all about it. It is cool also having access to everything all the time. But it's also not cool having people have access to me all the time too. 2 gigabytes upload, download, first month free, $200 Visa gift card after the third payment, or you can get a gigabyte up and 80 down for 130 a month. They have a special $20, lock in 2 years, no data cap. Okay. You have 5G. Yeah, see, I'll probably get 5G when I get the new phone, but like I said, this phone's 4 years old, so that's and it still works good. That's the thing that's always forced me to switch phones when they stop working well. And the thing that usually starts going for me is the battery. The battery life just starts, it's like gets to the point where it's like 20 minutes. I still go all day on the phone without having to charge it. So, if it works, if it ain't broke it, I ain't gonna replace it, right? Any cooking vlogs coming up? Yes, I'm doing a cooking vlog today. There's an interesting story behind the recipe too. So, but it looks really good, and I'm looking forward to it. I know my mom appreciates that. I'm guessing she's not watching right now, but she'll watch playback later on tonight, so she'll see your comment. So yeah, wishing her feeling better. Like she said, she seems to be past it now. It's just kind of the post-COVID thing. I think it tends to, a lot of people I know who've had the COVID say that their sense of taste is screwed up for a while afterwards, and so that's just part of the joy, I guess. I'm paying a little bit more than that for mine. I'm on Verizon, paying maybe $100 a month or something. But it's a good connection. And I use my phone a lot, so it's worth it. I could probably get away with reducing the amount of data, my data limits, because 99% of the time I'm on the wireless network at home or on the wireless network at work. And so there's just not a whole lot of time where I'm like, out just using my data, using my mobile data for that. I don't know. I had T-Mobile. The first cell phone I ever had was a phone that was issued to me by my boss at one of my jobs, and it was T-Mobile. I was never really impressed with them. They seemed kind of the bargain basement internet or cell phone provider. Now, I don't know. Maybe that's gotten better. I don't know. But sometimes when I have bad experience with something, I'm done with it forever. I had a Subaru. The first car I ever had was a Subaru, and it was a piece of garbage. I mean, it was a fun little car, but it had so many mechanical problems. that I've never gone to a Subaru again. Yeah, I'm glad my mom's doing better too. Sorry about your grandmother. But see, it's older people like that that were really susceptible, which is why all the lockdowns and all that was kind of overkill. And I mean, we're learning that now that in many cases it made the situation worse. And T-Mobile took over Sprint, the service got better. Okay, yeah, like I said, I'm open to the possibilities. Sometimes companies realize that their product sucks and they do something about it. I think there was an issue with Pizza Hut too, that people never really liked Pizza Hut pizzas, and they took it to heart and improved their pizza, and I guess it's better now. So you got 5G, but getting 4G reception. 4G has been, like I said, that's all this one is. 4G is pretty good. Yeah, I still see people wearing masks here too. Not as much. If that's what they, if that's what makes them, feel comfortable and better about it, then, so be it. I'm not going to mock people not wearing a mask. I had a few Karens early on trying to shame me for not wearing a mask in public. This is stupid. I'm not afraid of this thing. First off, I'm not the demographic that this thing's killing. You know, it's it's older people and people with comorbidities. We knew that from the beginning. The idea of making kids wear masks in school was crazy. I meant to say hi, VNA. I just was talking about something else and then moved, lost track of you there. But glad you're here. And I guess I can sort of see that as a teacher too, VNA. You know, kids are disease machines, but a lot of times, a lot of the things out there they hit kids the hardest. COVID was something that was different. It hit adults, and the elderly the hardest. Kids were very, very much resilient against it. Yeah, I love Karens when they get their comeuppance too. I have little tolerance for that. So when they were coming up to me, they said, "Where's your mask?" Because I'm mind your own business. You want to wear a mask? That's your business. I'm not going to let my life be ruled by some disease, especially not a disease that had like a 1% fatality rate. I've been to the state fair. No, I have not. They it's usually up in Dallas. I'll have to do that sometime. I've been to local county fairs here a few times when they have them in Waco. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I, I was so happy when my company dropped the mandatory mask mandates. And honestly, I haven't worn a mask now in way more than a year. Like I said, we just went crazy with that whole thing. It was a total overreaction. And I didn't like the ones that strung behind your ears either, because it was always pulling on my ears, which gave me a headache by the end of the day. In fact, I made one of those things that go behind your neck that clip to the mask because it was bugging me so much. I have thought about traveling by rail. That would be kind of fun. I haven't been on a train in years and years and years. I mean, I think probably since I was a kid. Yeah, yeah, I haven't gotten COVID either, at least not so far as I know. I might they say that some people get it and they're asymptomatic. I may be one of those, but I haven't gotten it. And the big issue I had with the mask was that it dried out my lips. Constantly breathing moist air for 12 hours a day, 3 or 4 days a week. It catches up with you for after a while. Yeah, I would love to, I'd have to research that and see if I could, maybe go visit Yellowstone and go by and travel by rail, because that would be fun. Because you could see the whole nation, you know, and from the ground level, and that was, I really enjoyed the drive to California and back because of all the scenery. Yeah, it did seem to go on forever, and you're right. There's still people that are frightened by it, but you know, the it's over. We've hit herd mentality or herd immunity now, and we're just going to learn to live with it at this point. But I do laugh at people who are alone in their cars wearing masks. So what happened is they were out in public wearing a mask, and they got in the car and they didn't even think about it. But still, it is kind of a funny image. Yeah, I get it with the typos. I notice it when that happens, and I just I know what you meant, so I usually just read it the way I know what you meant. I know you didn't come down suck. That would really suck if that happened, wouldn't it? it's understandable too, because I and you are next to each other on the keyboard, so it doesn't take much of a keying issue to make that happen. I've seen people advertise like uh, rail loops that can hit multiple national parks and then kind of bring you back to where you started. That would be fun. I don't know where the nearest rail station is. I don't know if there's one in Waco. If there is, I haven't seen it. There's all sorts of rail lines going through here though, so you'd think there'd be something. If the plant closed down and I was out of a job, any ideas what I would like to do? Um, I'm just going to start by saying I hope that doesn't happen. But I'd have to find another job, you know. And I think it would be hard to find one that I like as much as this one. So that would be quite a challenge. I hear a bunch of people talking all the time about how they used to work at a diaper factory. Apparently, there's a major diaper factory in Waco. I can't see myself doing that. Yeah, Jordan's travel videos were fun. You see me wearing them first. That's possible. Not there yet, but that could happen, I suppose. Apparently, they make good money at the diaper factory. You think that's a joke, but no, that's what I've heard. Actually, they make some good money there. But I've been really lucky. I've always had jobs that I'm proud of. I'm proud to say what it is that I do. You know, what do you do? I manufacture compact discs. What do you do? I drive floats at Disneyland. That kind of stuff. I've never had a job that I've been embarrassed to say I do this. I think I'd be embarrassed to work at a diaper factory. Those of you who follow know that one of the jobs I considered was working for a company called Ferguson. They're a company that makes toilets of all things, but that one didn't happen. I don't think it would have been a good match for me anyway because I brought up the Al Bundy Married with Children connection with Ferguson, and the guys didn't even know what I was talking about. They looked at me like I was talking in a foreign language. I mean, how can you be, an officer in the Ferguson company that makes toilets and not know how big of a fan Al Bundy is? I don't know. There's just something wrong there. Well, I'm sure I could maybe do some like interchanges. Yeah, I'm guessing there probably isn't a rail line that goes from Waco to Yellowstone, but I bet you I could, do some transfers or something and get there. Because I'm sure there's a rail line that goes pretty close to Yellowstone. I'd have to look it up. Official diaper tester. Yeah, who knows? At the point I was looking for a job, and I would have taken any job at the time, to because I wanted to get a job, but you know all those other things that didn't work out. Lowe's. I mean, can you imagine how much I hate Lowe's now? How much I would have been horrible working there at the time. ABC television, having to watch The View every day. Ugh, I just don't think I could do that. I'm getting old. I don't have that many brain cells left. Ferguson. I mean, I would have been working in a warehouse and, whatever. Yeah, I agree, John. It would have, I landed where I needed to be, and I enjoy the job, and it's a challenge, and it's something new every day, and I'm getting opportunities, and I'm respected by management, and so you know things are good. I'm not complaining. My master plan for leaving California, going to Texas, finding a job, and starting a new life, it worked out according to plan, almost to the letter. The only thing that I think didn't work out according to plan is I had planned on hopefully having a job within 3 months and being into a new house in six. I mean, I'm not going to say the work is easy. The work is hard and it's strenuous and it's go, go, go for 12 and a half hours a day for 3 or 4 days a week. So, I mean, it's hard work, and it requires a lot of thought and a lot of concentration and focus. But I can do that. And, there's some people that can't do that. And they usually wash out pretty quick. But, if you've got the focus, if you've got the concentration, if you're a hard worker, this is a good place to be. To be a chemical drip watcher. No, I don't think so. That doesn't sound, that sounds about as fun as watching paint dry. I'm just hourly because my boss or any of my coworkers know about my YouTube channel. One person does, my boss does not. Nobody in my department does, but one person walked up to me, a couple months ago and said, "Yeah, I saw you recently." And I said, "Yeah, we were at the Christmas fair in downtown Waco. I ran into you there." It's like, "No, no, I was bouncing around YouTube." It's like, "Oh, here we go." Yeah, so one of my coworkers noticed it, has seen the channel, but I told him I'm kind of keeping it quiet, so he hasn't said anything. Nobody else knows, so far as I know. If they do, they haven't said anything. I mean, I'm not really keeping it a secret from work. If they find out, they find out. The goal is I don't want people learning where I work or where I live. And so, because that's just the way that you get trolls targeting you. And I don't want any of that. And so, I keep it secret from work because, otherwise I might have workers show up. It's like, "Hey, yeah, we work together at such and such a company. I see you all the time. All of a sudden I saw, it's like, I want to avoid that as much as possible. I think it's inevitable. Somebody's going to figure it out at some point, but Texas were to leave the union, and would I be in favor of it? Um, I think it would be a drastic move, but I wouldn't move out of Texas if Texas seceded. I don't know. I guess it would depend on the circumstances. I don't think America's broken yet. There's still things that we can do to restore sanity. I'm a big fan of this convention of states thing. That's a constitutional option that we can do to fix this. And I think more than half of the states are on board with that right now. And I think they got to get what 2/3 of the states in order to do that. So that's what 37, 38 states, and they're well past 25. So that's, I think, our best option for restoring sanity to the government. What's for dinner? You're going to have to wait and see. I'm going to be doing a cooking vlog today. There's an interesting story behind the recipe, which I will share with you on the video. But it looks really good. I'm very eager to try it. So that's what's for dinner tonight. Yeah, I would think that secession would be a bad thing. Uh, but like I said, there are other options. And you're right. I wish California and New York would leave, but let them go join Canada or something. Potatoes? No, not potatoes. No potatoes either. If Texas turns blue, it's all over, and there is no other country to flee to. I'm a big fan of a talk show host named Mark Levin. And Mark Levin wrote a book, probably about 10 years ago, called the Liberty Amendments, which is a bunch of amendments that he would propose to the Constitution that would look to claw back at some of this. And one of it is term limits for all elected offices. He even suggests term limits for judges. We got to get rid of these fossils like Dianne Feinstein and Joe Biden, Chuck Schumer, Mitch McConnell. I mean, it's not just Democrats. There's there's fossils in the Republican Party that got to go too. Anyway, I put in my 2 hours, so we're going to pull the plug on this one. Stop, you know, stop by next week, and we'll do another one, and we'll go from there. So thanks, everyone. Had a great talk. Good night.